It must be a big disappointment for a lot of Formula One fans. It all comes down to a neck injury that Schumacher sustained when he was actually privately racing motorcycles earlier this year. He says he's been dealing with that injury for the better part of the past couple of weeks, trying to come to terms with it. But now he says that results have shown that the injury is so bad that he simply isn't fit enough to get into a Formula One car. And we should tell our viewers that, of course, driving one of these cars for 60, 70 laps, there are so many G-forces on your neck that it is very tough on that part of the body. So certainly people were very, very worried about his neck and worried that that could possibly stop his comeback, and now it appears as though that is indeed the case. Schumacher said, and I quote, "Unfortunately, we did not manage to get a grip on the pain in the neck which occurred after that race in Mugello," and he says, "I am disappointed to the core." Zane?
What does this mean for Formula One?
Well, certainly it's another setback and a very difficult season that Formula One is having. I mean, you had that horrible accident of Felipe Massa in the Ferrari, which then led to Schumacher possibly coming back to Formula One. You have the BMW team saying it will quit Formula One after the season. You had a massive row earlier this year between the FIA, the body of Formula One, and the Formula One teams, which at some point threatened to create a league or a series of their own. So certainly this has not been a good season for Formula One. And really, the comeback of Michael Schumacher was due to prop up this very bad season, and now it appears that is falling through as well.
What does it mean for the Ferrari team?
Well, it's difficult for the Ferrari team. They're going to have to find another driver now. We're hearing now that Badoer might be in the cards as a possible replacement for Michael Schumacher now and for Felipe Massa until he returns. Certainly, Ferrari has not been performing the way it wanted to for the whole of this year, as have many other Formula One teams, and it is a very difficult season for them. They thought that Michael Schumacher and his presence would help them over this time, would also bring a lot of their hardcore fans, which they possibly lost in the past year, back to Ferrari. Certainly now, this is going to be a big blow to that team as well, Zane.
Is this the end of Michael Schumacher, Fred?
Well, I mean, he's already called it a day, really, 2.5 years ago. He said that would be the end of him, but clearly you could feel when you talked to his spokespeople, when you also read his comments on his website, that he was very keen to get back, that he was looking forward to the challenge of Formula One. And this is certainly a man who his whole life has been a big competitor, who hates losing. And so therefore, I'm sure that he must be very disappointed himself, and is indeed disappointed to the core the way that he says. He's a 40-year-old man right now. He's been out of racing for 2.5 years, so certainly I don't believe that he would be coming back anytime in the future.